In this video, I will show you how to paint lettering onto different projects you may have. I had wood flags that I had painted some names onto. I will show you how to create the templates and how to paint it so that you have the finished products that you see in these pictures that are flashing before you now. Okay, so I'm going to type out what I want to have on the flag, and I'm using the font Lobster. I typed this out. I got it at 98 characters per inch, but that can change. So once I get to this point, what I do next is I'm going to pull out the snipping tool, hit New, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as much of this text as I can in this window. Nope, that's not going to work. Try that again. Let's start on this side. There we go. Get as much of the text as I can, keeping it close to the side. So there's this. I've already got one of these saved without the lines and everything. But then you hit File, Save As. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to call it Schwindy. So now I have Paint open on my computer. I'm going to go to Open. I've got different names already out there. I'm going to pick Schwindy again. Open. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Print, but instead of clicking Print, see this arrow right here? If you click on this arrow right here, you can do Page Setup. Click on that to adjust. I can make this say 175. You just got to kind of check. You can see now that it's coming off of the page. And when it comes off the page, that will be how it prints, and I'll be able to print more. I can print it bigger than what the paper is. So if I hit OK, and then I go to File and Print. Okay, so here it is printed out. It took over one page. So to do this, you just take and cut right on the line. And then overlap the two. Get the pages together. So I'm just going to tape this. I don't need to do the whole thing, just the stripes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is ditto paper, carbon paper, what have you, but this is the way it goes. This will be the side that marks down. I'll put this on here like this. Put this on here like this. Take the carbon paper down. So that is what I'm putting on the flag. This will become my stencil. This is what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the outside of all of these letters, and it will transfer through this carbon paper onto this tape, which will become the stencil. So this doesn't have to be perfect. When I go up and through the stripes, it's going to be off just a little bit between the woods, but it's all right. This is doing nothing more than putting a black line on the taped off surface. The best thing to do at this point is to real carefully pull this back without having things too farly adjusted. Let's just make sure that it is there. And I'm not missing a letter or the inside of a letter. All right, I've got a X-Acto knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the letters, pull them out, and then where the tape is still, when I paint this, there will not be any paint on the wood there. Where I've taken off the tape, that's what the wood will be painted at. So now I'm just going to go around all of the letters just pushing down the tape. Make sure that it's got a nice, good bond. I don't want the paint to go under the tape at all anywhere. All right, so here it is. It's all taped off. I'm just gonna put a piece of plywood on the top. I'm just gonna spray down on it. A little breezy, probably not the best day to spray, but it will work. I'm using, on this one, copper. It's a hammered. It's gonna have some kind of texture to it. It's gonna kind of look like what this cap is a little bit. We spray just a little heavy, but just spraying straight down. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start to take the tape off. I don't want it to dry too much before I take the tape off, but I don't want the paint to go, I don't want to take the tape off too soon to where the paint can run where the tape was. So we'll let it sit for a little bit until it starts to kind of get tacky, and then we'll start pulling the tape off. So I'm gonna pull back this piece of plywood. And then I'm just gonna start from the top. Remember, I started from the top and put the tape on this way. So if I start from the top and work my way down, it should pull off the piece of tape below it. And I'm just gonna rough pull it. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy or anything special. Just getting it off without getting any of this tape that has paint on it on anything. All right, so I got the tape off. So here it is. You're gonna be tempted probably to leave it like it is. But if we do another step called a shadow line, it will make the text look just a little bit more three-dimensional, and it will pop. It will set the whole thing off. So as soon as this dries, we'll start putting on a shadow line. All right, so for the shadow line, I'm going to figure the light source as being kind of like this direction here. So anything that's on the top or on this left side is going to be considered being light. And then anything that's on the bottom side will be dark. So I'll put in a shadow. The wider the painted area is, the thicker the black line should be. And when it starts to thin out a little bit, the black line should start to thin a little bit with it also. But let's get started, and you'll start to see what the idea is, and you'll start to see how it'll start to pop. I'm going to be using these tester brushes here, as well as some Tester's black paint. Okay, so there it's painted. If you would happen to get a little bit of black, say on the red or the white where you didn't really want it to black and you want to take some back off, the easiest way to do that is spray some of your spray paint right here on a piece of scrap, take another brush, and then just paint right back over the spot, and you can make it go away. So if I have a little bit of extra on a white, really quickly hit it and I just touch it up real quick, or maybe some of the original paint, if I wasn't able to kind of clean it up with the shadow line, it would, I could clean it up a little bit this way too. So there it is.